The package on your doorstep traveled hundreds of miles, passed through a chain of machines and hands you never saw, and found your exact address out of 160 million others, often in about a day. You tapped a button. Maybe you barely thought about it. A price, a confirmation screen, and then you went back to your life. But in that moment, you set off one of the most precise machines humans have ever built. A machine designed to take one small box out of millions moving at the same time and deliver it to your door and no one else's. So let's follow it. From the second you click buy, all the way to the knock on your door, step by step on the map. By the end, you will never see a delivery van the same way again. It starts with a choice you don't get to make. Which warehouse? The moment you order, the system doesn't reach for one giant central store. It looks at a whole network of buildings, called fulfillment centers, spread across the country and stocked in advance. And it asks a simple question: which of these already has your item and which one is closest to you? Because the secret to fast shipping isn't moving fast, it's starting close. Retailers spend years predicting what people in each region will buy, and they push that stock out toward you before you've ordered it. So when you finally do, the thing you want is often already sitting on a shelf a short drive away. If the item is made overseas, it had a longer first life before this. It was built in a factory abroad, packed into a shipping container, and carried across an ocean on a cargo ship for weeks. That steel container is the quiet hero of the whole story. Before it existed, loading a ship meant workers hauling loose crates by hand, one at a time, for days. Then in the 1950s, a trucking man named Malcolm McLean had a simple idea. Put the goods inside a standard box that a crane can lift straight from a truck onto a ship and back again. That one change made crossing an ocean so cheap that the sea leg can come to just cents per item. Hold on to that, because the very last stretch to your door will turn out to cost far more. When the ship arrives, the box clears customs at a port, where officials check what's entering the country. Then it rides inland by truck or rail to the very fulfillment center that now, months later, picks it for you. Either way, your order becomes a single line in a warehouse the size of many football fields, and a signal goes out onto the floor. Inside that building, something surprising happens. In many modern fulfillment centers, the shelves come to the worker. Instead of a person walking miles of aisles, small robots slide under entire shelving units and carry them, gliding across the floor in careful coordinated traffic to a person standing still at a station. The worker picks your item, a screen confirms it's the right one, and the shelf rolls away while the next one arrives. It's a strange kind of efficiency. The people barely move, and the building itself does the walking. Someone who once trekked miles of aisles in a single shift now stands in one place while the entire warehouse flows past them, shelf after shelf, item after item. Then your item is packed. It's matched to a box or envelope, sealed and, crucially, given a label. And that label is the whole story. Underneath the address a human can read is a barcode, a dense little pattern that every machine downstream will scan, again and again, to know exactly where this package is and where it has to go next. From packing, your box drops onto a conveyor, and now it joins the river. Miles of belts carrying thousands of packages at once, feeding them toward the doors where the trucks wait. Your package has left the shelf. Now it has to cross the country. This is where the map really opens up, because your package almost never travels straight to you. Instead, it moves through a design called hub and spoke. Picture it. Thousands of packages from your region are gathered and sent, not toward 100 different towns, but toward one big central hub. There, everything is sorted at once, and then sent back out toward its final region. It sounds like a detour. It's actually the trick that makes the whole thing affordable. Think about the alternative. To carry packages straight from every town to every other town, a company would need a separate route between each pair of them, an impossible tangle of half-empty trucks crossing paths. By funneling everything through a handful of hubs instead, each vehicle can travel full, and one big sort in the middle replaces thousands of little ones. Fewer routes, fuller loads, lower cost. The detour is the whole point. For anything traveling far or fast, that hub is often an airport, Some of the largest package hubs in the world in places like Louisville and Memphis are essentially cities that wake up at night. Cargo planes land in waves in the dark, are unloaded, their packages sorted in a few frantic hours, reloaded onto new planes, and sent back into the sky before dawn. Your package might ride in the belly of one of those planes, or line haul across the country in a long-distance truck, moving through the night while you sleep. It's sharing that trailer or that cargo hold with countless other boxes bound for the same corner of the map. Slower and cheaper by road, faster and costlier by air. The system chose one the moment you picked a delivery speed. Hours later, and sometimes a whole time zone away, it lands somewhere much closer to you. A regional building whose only job is to sort. The sortation hub is where the magic looks the most like machinery. Your package pours in with a flood of others and lands on a system of belts and chutes. As it moves, scanners read that barcode from every angle in a fraction of a second without anyone touching it. The moment the code is read, the machine knows the destination, and a little diverter arm or a tilting tray flicks your package off the main line and down the correct chute, toward the exact route that ends at your street. Thousands of packages an hour, each one read and sorted and sent down its own path, almost entirely automatically. What used to take rooms full of people reading labels by hand now happens in a blur of moving plastic and light. And through all of it, that same barcode from the warehouse is quietly doing the work. It was printed once, near the very start of the journey, and every machine since has simply read it and obeyed. No scanner on the line knows your name or your street. Each one only knows a number, and the number knows where to go. And at the bottom of the right chute, your package meets the last vehicle it will ever ride. It's scanned one more time, loaded into a delivery van in a careful order, and grouped with every other package going to your neighborhood that day. Now only one stretch is left, the shortest one on the whole map, and strangely, the hardest. The last mile, the final short stretch from the local depot to your actual door. It sounds trivial, it isn't. This last leg is often the single most expensive part of the entire journey. Crossing an ocean is cheap per package because you're splitting the cost of a whole ship across tens of thousands of boxes. But the last mile can't be shared like that. A van has to weave street by street, stop by stop, sometimes to deliver a single box to a single house. So this stretch gets planned obsessively. Before the driver leaves, software plots the order of the stops, trying to cut every wasted mile and even, famously, to avoid slow left turns across traffic. The goal is to touch as many doors as possible with as little driving as possible. And then it comes down to a person, a driver working through a list of dozens or hundreds of stops, pulling up to your street, matching a box to your address, and walking the final few steps that the entire global machine was built to make possible. A scan, a photo maybe, and the package is yours, the journey is over. So here's the whole journey, lit end to end. It began the instant you clicked buy, when a network chose the warehouse closest to you. A robot brought the shelf. A worker picked it, packed it, and gave it a barcode. It rode a truck or a plane to a central hub in the middle of the night, was sorted in a blur of scanners and chutes, and sent to a building near your home. Then a single van carried it down the hardest, most expensive mile of all, to your door. Millions of boxes moving at the same time, through the same machine, each one finding one exact address, dozens of scans, hundreds of miles, and usually a day or two. All of it hidden behind a button and a doorbell. That's the pattern behind almost everything that arrives in your life. The click is the easy part. The journey is the machine. Next time a box appears on your step, remember, it didn't just show up. It ran a marathon through a system built to find you. This is Veyor, where we trace how the modern world actually reaches you. If you want to see the next everyday thing pulled apart on the map, subscribe and we'll follow the next one together.